Avadut.
Yes,
So
Komal.
we learned about the overview first of all of the PM, and then what all things we have been using in PM, and then we learned about the master data, what all has to be maintained in the module. And yesterday we saw different types of maintenance that we can do on the GUI screens, depending on the client.
Okay. Who else?
Yeah, I guess the same thing. So overview on PM system, and all the master data, function location, equipment, task list, BOM, and different types of maintenance activity, like predictive, preventive. And then yesterday I started late, joined late. So on the notification creation, order creation, so different process. Or else different activity that has to be taken place inside an order, how the material booking has to be done, so those things, and even planning, scheduling of an order. So those things we have covered till now, I guess.
Okay, Kiran. Yeah. Benjamin?
Yeah, basically.
Hello, your voice is not coming.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's better. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically we have gone through the overview of plant maintenance and what all like plant and like maintenance, what is maintenance plant, what is maintenance planning plant, that all overview also we have gone through. And we have gone through like the master data, BOM and all. And yesterday we have gone through the how we create notification, we do the planning, scheduling. So these all overview we have gone through till now.
Okay. Chaitanya? Sorry. Chaitanya, you are there, right?
Yes. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah. Can you just tell us what exactly? I think for the first day you was not there.
Yes,
But
yes.
yesterday
I
you were
joined
there, right?
yesterday. Yes. Yesterday we gone through what is master data, transactional data, and procedure followed in plant maintenance, like notification creation, planning, scheduling, execution, completion, and how notification is created, what is failure reporting.
Okay.
And
Suman?
how
Suman, are you there, right?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Okay. So can you just give me the brief on it, what we learned so far in the...
Yeah. Yesterday we have discussed about firstly about corrective maintenance and breakdown maintenance, and after that the maintenance flow, like notification creation process, maintenance order, planning activities, completion of the order, notification, settlement, and the closure.
Okay. Chandan? It's on hold. Okay. Murugan?
Yes, sir. Yeah, in last 2 days, in the first day, we have seen the overview of SAP PM, so plant maintenance. So what are all the list of master data available in SAP PM? Then structure of the SAP PM we have seen, and yesterday we have seen that notification. So that is the very first of SAP PM. Actually, that's a maintenance breakdown, maintenance notification, how to create the notification, and how to maintain. The next we have seen the planning in the notification itself. Then scheduling also we have seen for that breakdown maintenance. The complete cycle we have seen until completion.
Okay. Sudipta?
Hey, Abdul. So we have covered today's last plant maintenance overview for activities under the plant maintenance and integration with other modules actually. And also we have learned the controlling area, plant, organization, structure, equipment, task list, catalog, functional location, also the master data about these things. And also we have learned about this catalog, bomb structure, work center, and also last day, yesterday, we have service master, notification, how to create a notification, and the completion of the work order process like that.
Okay, Sudipta. Ranjit?
Yes, Avadut. In last couple of days, we just went through the overview of the SAP plant maintenance and how the client is set up with respect to the geographical locations, and followed by company codes and the plans within that company code on how the plant maintenance would be configured. And on the second day, we just came across on creating of the notifications and creation of the orders and breakdown orders. And it's if we check on breakdown order, it would route up where the main picture coming into the picture based on the code that we select in the notification thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay, so my next question. Yesterday we have seen creation of notification, then the breakdown process and the corrective process, right? So can you just tell me what are the different metal master we use there in the process? Because we have seen on the first day many metal master data is there in PM, right? So in yesterday in those two processes, which metal master data we use?
Equipment.
Hello. Am I audible, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
yeah,
So everybody has understand the question, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Actually, I don't want to call you again and again, okay, guys. I mean, whatever you understand, just tell, because otherwise we will not get a direction further, okay? At what level we should be go and deep dive into the training session.
So we have.
Prabhupada, you can try.
Wait, Sudipta, Kiran, and Murugan, just wait for a moment. Let
Okay,
the response to become from the others.
okay,
fine.
okay.
Benjamin, Komal.
Bill of material.
I thought this Komal.
One second.
Can anyone else? Ranjit, can you guys just tell us which are the master data we use so far there in these two processes? Guys, speak up here. Otherwise, we won't get, because there are many more processes which are coming today and tomorrow. Okay, later on 3 days. If you don't understand that, then it's quite difficult to go further.
Abdul, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, Komal. Yeah.
We saw a bill of material and equipments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we saw how to like create a notification and then
No, that's
use.
fine. That is a part of process. I'm asking which are the master data we use so far. You said that you use the equipment, bill of material. What else you have seen there? If you use.
We also dealt with class and characteristic, I guess.
We have not used the class characteristics. Only the. Have you seen the work center is being used somewhere?
Yes.
Mhm.
We assigned
Okay.
the people for a task, so that is related to work center.
Right. Okay. So with that, I think we'll start today's session. Okay. So today Namit will take care of this call, and Pratik will support him. Okay. And in today's session, we are basically covering the external services. Pratik yesterday shown you a little bit about it, how the external services is getting triggered from maintenance order. Today we'll be see that is in more detail, how the PR is getting generated, how the purchase order is getting generated, and how we are doing the service intership for it. Okay. Apart from that, we have one more topic which is also very much important in plant maintenance, that is a refurbishment process. Okay. So I will first see the external services in PM, and then we'll see the refurbishment process. Namit, it's over to you.
Okay, thanks, Abdul. So one thing before going to the session today, so there is one more question from my side. Okay, so I just want to know if you guys have the idea of what is centralized planning and what is decentralized planning. Anyone?
Yeah, centralized planning is nothing but a planning plant will be there, and from that planning plant, if there are multiple maintenance plants, you will be doing the planning for all those maintenance plant under your planning plant. Decentralized individual planning for those maintenance plant. That's for
Yeah, 1:1 ratio will be there, right?
Right.
Okay, and these are the very basic things. So I just want to ask that. Okay, then. How we will define that? Okay, fine, this particular area we are going to define it as a function location or an equipment. On what basis we will take that decision? Because the business is going to ask us only, right, that how we will decide that, okay, this we need to create it as a function location, and this we need to create it as a equipment. Okay, no problem. Yeah, Murugan.
I think we haven't gone through that level, I guess. I'm afraid.
Okay, so this is one of the basic questions when you will get involved in this implementation project and all, right? So this is the first question that you will get from this when you'll discuss this master data, right? So this is the first question you'll get from the business. Okay, so try to find an answer for this one. Okay, and come up with the answer, and then we can see in the next session. Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, I just try to answer that maybe based on experience. So function location, maybe a group of equipments or even a single equipment can be installed in a function location. It maybe we can group a boiler unit can be a function location, and inside that some transmitter transformers which is in the single area or single region can be grouped into a function location. It depends maybe on the client to client. It varies.
Yeah, I'll give you one example. Okay, you have taken this boiler one only. Okay, so let us suppose that in one area we have 10 to 20 boilers are there. Okay, and business wants to see that how many maintenance cost. You want to see the yearly maintenance cost for that particular area. Okay, so in that case, what we'll do, we'll define that area as a function location there, and all the boilers, whatever it is there, right? We can define it as equipment. So whenever the business wants to see the cost analysis, that how much money they are spending on the maintenance activities on a particular area level, we can define it as a function location. If the business will say, no, we want to see it on individual level also, then in that case, we'll go and we'll define every boiler, right? So he will say that, okay, this boiler A, we want to see how many dollars we are spending on the maintenance of the boiler A, right? In that case, that boiler A will be defined as a equipment there. Okay, this is the one criteria where we can go and ask the questions from the business. Business will say that this is the way they want to see the cost analysis or history of that particular area, particular equipment. Then in that case, we'll go and accordingly we'll divide it as a function location or the equipment master. But I'll just suggest you go and deep down on this topic, because these are the very basic topics. Okay, so you'll get an idea that how this master data we need to define it.
Sure.
Okay, so then let's start. I'll share my screen. Let me know when you're able to see my screen.
It's visible.
Yes, visible.
Okay, so in this session, we'll see two scenarios. Okay, external services and process and the refurbishment process. Okay, so you have already got an idea what is external services. Okay, I'll just give you some examples here. Okay, so where it is, 1 second. Okay, I've closed that one. So what will happen? Let us say that in external services, we have two types of scenarios. Okay, let us suppose that we need to do the maintenance of a boiler A. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? If you remember, right, yesterday we have maintained the operation details in the operation tab, right? That what are the activities, what are the operation that needs to be done in order to do the maintenance of a boiler. So let's suppose that we have given 5 maintenance activities there, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so out of that one, what we'll decide, okay, our internal technicians, okay, they will go and do the maintenance of operation 10, 20, 30, and 40. Okay, but for the operation 50, what we'll do, we'll take a help from the external vendor. Okay, so external vendor will come and do the maintenance for us. So this is a kind of one scenario where we are procuring the services outside of our company or our plant, right? So we are going and contacting the external vendor or company, we're asking their help, and then the invoice and all will come into the picture. So this is one kind of thing where we are allocating a part of work, okay, or I can say the maintenance work, to the external vendor. So this is a one kind of scenario where we are procuring services from the outside. Okay, now the second scenario, what it will be that the whole maintenance activity, right? We have created the maintenance order for the maintenance of boiler A. So what we'll do, we'll say that no, our internal technician will not be able to do that. We will assign this whole maintenance activity to the external company. Okay, so that is also a part of external services process. Okay, if you remember yesterday's session, right? So Pratik has already explained you regarding the control key. Okay, so in PM side, we have 3 types of control key given by SAP, right? PM01, PM02, and PM03. Okay, so PM01 will be used for the internal technicians or internal maintenance or internal workforce. Okay, so whenever our technician or the plant technician will go and do the maintenance, in that case, we'll use the control key PM01. Okay, for external one, SAP has provided 2 control key, PM02 and PM03. Okay, so the first scenario which I have told you, that part of the work will be given to the external vendor. So in that case, the activities which we have given to the external vendor, for those activities in the operation tab, we will go and mention it as PM02. Okay, and when we are assigning whole maintenance activity to the external company, then we'll go and add one operation there and we'll maintain the control key as PM03 there. Okay, so this is the basic difference between PM02 and PM03. Okay, so in both the cases, right? So in SAP, we know, right, whenever we need to procure anything from outside, right, either it is a material or services. Okay, so we need a purchase requisition or purchase order because we are purchasing it from outside. Okay, so in this case also, what will happen whenever we'll use PM02 or PM03, one extra pop-up is coming where we are maintaining this purchasing details there. Okay, so once we maintain this and save the order, in the background, one purchase requisition will get generated. So this is a kind of, you can say, that PM and MM integration is there. Okay, then the purchasing team, what they will do, they will go and create a purchase order out of that purchase requisition. Okay, now till purchase order, okay, for both PM02 and PM03, steps are same. Okay, now what will happen in PM02, that after purchase order, we will go and do the goods receipt, that yes, we have received this service. Okay, that's it. And then in PM03, what we need to do, we need to go and create a service entry sheet. Okay, because what will happen?
Namit, just to interfere, sorry, just to
Yeah,
interrupt here, Deepak here. So I think it is too high level for that audience here, right? If you look at
okay.
the audience, right, they are coming from a PLM background, okay, and or an EHS background. They've never worked on a kind of a plant maintenance thing, right? So they will never understand what you are trying to kind of explain. So if there is a business process or something, then it would be helpful, because what is happening, you're too much into the system, you can correlate and visualize what is happening, right? There's a
No,
pop-up, there is this, but this team will not be. Yeah,
no, these things yesterday already they have seen it, Deepak,
correct,
this
correct,
pop-up
correct.
and all. And now once I'm just giving the overview of whole process, and now then I'll go into the system and then
Then
show them
try
the
to
step.
correlate
Okay.
from the previous one with some slide or something if there is, so that it refreshes, right? They hear
Okay.
it for the first time for 1 hour, and I don't think so that kind of okay, memory would help, that you can just visualize it without seeing a process or at least a view of what was discussed.
I'll just ask Pratik to share the screen. Okay.
Please.
So I was just giving overview and then I'll go in this system and show them the each steps there. But anyways, we'll do it together itself only then. Pratik,
Yeah.
can you please share your screen?
Okay. So I'm sharing. Is it visible?
It's visible. So, okay, can we start? We'll start from the notification itself only. So first we'll go and show them this PM02. Okay.
Notification. I should
So
create an order.
We will first create a notification and then we'll create an order. So they will see again this how notification also got created. So guys, this is IW21 screen. Yesterday also we have seen this one. Okay, so here we have entered this function location or equipment for which the maintenance needs to be done. And this is reported by. So as of now, it is Pratik's details only here. Okay, so now we will save this one.
I'll release.
So now we'll create a maintenance order. So
for us, there is an enhancement. The order is automatically created.
Okay, no problem. So always remember to create a maintenance notification, transaction is IW21. To change it, IW22, and to display any notification, it will be IW23. Okay, so you can create a order, a maintenance order by going to transaction IW22. So here you can see this order is mentioned here, right? So beside that one, you will get one create icon. So once you click that one, so system will ask you the order type, that which order type you want to create it, and then you'll proceed ahead and you can create the order. In Pratik's system, there is already an enhancement that they did. So the order is getting automatically created in the background. Okay. Pratik, can you go in that order?
Change mode, display mode.
Change mode. So now the order is already created, so the planning will start, right? So we'll go to the operation tab and the component tab, and we'll do the planning that how many labor hours we need it to in order to provide a maintenance, and then what are the components or spare parts that we need it for this maintenance activity. Okay, so we'll go to the operation one. So here we will maintain two activities. Okay, so ZM01 you can consider it as PM01, and where Pratik will mention ZM02, just consider it as PM02. So these are the standard ones, PM01 and 02. Okay, I've told you, right? Let us say that for this motor activity only. Okay, so okay, right, external vendor, that will be easy. Yep. So here you can see this first activity. So it will be done by our internal technicians. Okay, now the second activity you can see external service. So what we are saying that this activity will be done by the external vendor. Okay, now Pratik, I mentioned the details there.
I'll write PM02.
Okay. See here, this is the pop-up that we have seen yesterday also. So this here we need to maintain the purchasing details. So Pratik will enter this material group, cost element.
I have to search for cost element. Give me a second.
Okay. Yep.
I was searching for a cost element for service, but yesterday I'll use the rest yesterday's one. It will show cost incorrectly, but still we can use it.
Yep, that will be okay.
So meanwhile, Pratik opens that. So you mentioned the difference between PM02 and 03. Can you please repeat it once?
Okay, so here you can see this, right? We have two activities here, right? So first activity will be done by our internal technician. Right. Okay, and the second activity we are saying that external vendor. So whenever we are assigning some part of the work to the external vendor, okay, in that case we'll use PM02. Okay, if this whole maintenance order, let us say this operation 10 or 20, we want that some external company should come and do the maintenance, right? So in that case, what we'll do, we'll enter one operation only with PM03.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I'm
Uh,
just adopting this point, PM0 and PM03, Kiran. Okay. So basically what's happening, sometimes the vendor, we are not sending the parts outside, okay, some external vendor which are coming at our sites and they are doing the proper maintenance activities. That time our material is being used from our organization, okay, internal stock material. Only the partial part they are being used from externally. Okay. For that, generally they are using the PM02. And when of the time when everything is to be send it outside or all the activities to be handled by the third party, that time we are going for the PM03.
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
Also, I have a different view. I'll share that. Like, let's say we repair a television. So either we repair it completely or we repair it. It's not done, right? So we can consider that the services we will receive 100% from the vendor, or we are getting nothing. But let's say if we are doing a painting work, so I'm hiring an external vendor. In that case, we can do partial payment, like if he completes my first floor, second floor, like that. So that service can be broken. In that case, we use ZM03. I mean PM03. Like here in PMO2, we consider service as a goods. I mean, either we receive it incomplete or we don't receive it at all.
So why I asked this because when I was working in Reliance Refinery, so I used to create. I was working in workshop instrumentation. I used to create these service orders and I used to call the vendors, specific vendors from it. So different vendors. So I was calling them. So I remember creating PM02 or 03. So I just got confused over there maybe.
Yeah, actually that is depend on the client. Okay, but I don't want to confuse here the crowd. Okay, so basically this PM02 or PM03, these are ping for the external, and in some of the cases, most of the cases, I would say, the PM03 for that sometime completion confirmation is coming. Okay, but it depend on the client. But PM03 is especially for the external services only.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
So don't get confused. Now we just concentrate on PM03. We don't want to bring between the PM02 here. Okay. So anyway, at the output of both of the PM02 and PM03 would be the PR, and then the PO would be getting created. Yeah, Namit, Pratik, please continue. Yeah.
Yep. Yes, Pratik, have you entered this purchasing details?
Yes.
Okay, so now save the order.
I'll release and save.
Okay. Now you can open the order in the display mode. Okay, so go to the operation tab.
1 second.
Okay, go to the inside this operation, actual data. So see here, I've told you for this PM02 or PM03, one purchase requisition will get generated. So when you'll go inside this operation and when you click on actual data tab, so here you'll be able to see the requisition. Okay, there is one checkbox also here if you can see. Okay, so purchase order exists. Okay, so as this PR is not yet converted to the purchase order, that's why this is not checked. Okay, once this purchasing team will convert this PR into purchase order. So when you again come back this order, you will see this checkbox is checked. That means the purchase order already exists for this purchase requisition. Okay, so Pratik, we can create the purchase order also, right? So you can go to, so to see creation of purchase order is not the maintenance activity. Okay, but we should be aware of. Okay, so to create a purchase order, the transaction is ME21N. Okay, to change anything in purchase order, ME22N, and to display it, ME23N. Okay, so here you can see, Pratik, just wait here. So you can see we want to create a purchase order with reference to the purchase requisition. Okay, so when you enter this purchase requisition there, so all the data which is maintained in purchase requisition will get copied here. Okay. Okay, so everything is copied here. So I think you can save it, Pratik. So sometimes we'll have to release the purchase order also. So that is what I'm saying. You do not get confused with these steps. Okay, this is a purchasing activities, not ours. Okay, but we should be aware of, because this is the integration part. So what right now Pratik is doing, he's releasing the purchase order. Okay, so he'll just save this one. Okay, Pratik, can you go to again the maintenance order? So where we'll see if that checkbox is checked or not, and we can show them the document flow also.
Yeah, Namit, I just created, I released a purchase requisition. Now I'll create a purchase order.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'll just quickly create it. Now the PO is created.
Now can you go to the maintenance order? 985. Okay. Go to the operation tab. Okay, go to the actual data. It's not checked. One second.
Hello.
Yeah, Murugan, I think there is some issue with Pratik's network. Just we'll wait for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Till that time, if you guys have any questions, right, for any of the sessions, so me and Avdut can take that one.
So this integration, it is a standard thing. It will be available.
Correct.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you'll go Murugan, right, in support project and also maintenance team can come back to you, right, that in this case PR should be generated, why it is not created, the PO should be created, why PO is not available, why we are not able to see in that case, right? So this is the integration part where you'll have to work with sit with purchasing team, and then, or I can say consultant, and try to figure it out that why PR and PO is not created. Okay. So that's why we have shown you this process. This is not the task that we will do. One second.
My screen is visible. Sorry, I disconnected for a second. My screen is visible, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, very.
Yes,
So now we have converted this PR into a PO. So in the document flow, you can see the notification number, order number. For operation 20, we have a requisition, which is now converted to a PO.
Okay, and that checkbox is checked, Pratik, there that we can show it.
I don't know, like it's not coming.
Okay, so there will be some issue. So in this case, what will happen? This checkbox should be checked. So here it is not checked yet, but this will get checked. Okay, so purchase order exists. See, Pratik, you are in operation 10. Go to operation 20.
No, 20.
Yeah, operation 20 and go to change mode. I think it will come.
No, it's not coming as of now. Okay, no issues.
So should we do Migo?
Yep. So now what we'll do, that the vendor has done the maintenance. So now we'll do the goods receipt. So the same way that we are doing for this material. So in this case, we are doing it for the services. Okay, so for this one, we have the transaction MIGO that we have seen yesterday, right? So here, if you remember yesterday, so we have selected goods issue at that time, right?
Sorry, just want to stop you here. Can we go by the ML81M?
This is PM02 of the, not PM03.
Okay, PM02.
So we will just quickly see PM03 also after this. This is the last step, right? Okay, so we'll go to this MIGO transaction. Okay, so here, if you see this, so what we need to select, we need to select goods receipt and purchase order. Okay, and there we'll have to enter this purchase order number, and once you press enter, so then that all this data will get copied here, and you can see the goods receipt here is movement type 101. So this movement type will be used whenever we are doing goods receipt for material or services. Okay, so this will, it is saying that it is going to the unrestricted stock. Okay, early in the last session which we have seen, that we are consuming the spare parts directly from the order. So at that time the movement type was there 261. Okay, but here we are doing good receipt with respect to the purchase order, so the movement type is 101. So okay, this is the one basic difference you should know. Okay, then here in the account assignment you will be able to see our order number here. So this is our maintenance order number, so this should also get should be seen here under the account assignment tab. Okay, now we will just check the checkbox there at the below item. Okay, and then we will first click on check. So it will tell us if the document is okay or not. So see, document is okay. Sometimes what will happen, the posting period will get closed, right? So in that case, you will get an error message that the posting can be done between this period to that period. Okay, now everything is okay. So we'll just click on this post icon.
24/7 సాలరీ మీద చేయాలంటే ఆడ మన మీద వచ్చేసే పొద్దున్న నుంచి రాత్రి వరకు.
Okay, so see here the material document got created. Okay, once we will do this good receipt, right, for this PM02 control key. Okay, so in that case, the actual cost will get updated in our maintenance order. Okay, Pratik, can you go to our order?
So Namit here, so literally with the terminology that we use for the goods receipt and all, it's for the material. So since we are doing for the service, we have to use the same terminology, even if it is like maybe confusing. So the posting and all, whatever we are doing, means you mentioned we good receipt and the posting we do, it's only for the settlement of the cost in the work order. So we are not receiving any materials, we are not receiving anything. So the technician came from outside, he did the work, he already went. So it just related to the purchase order, whatever costing we have given to the vendor, external vendor, we are settling it to the work order.
Yes, so this is a kind of, you can say, the confirmation that we have received from the, that we have received the services from the external vendor.
Okay, but here we can see cost internal material, but we have not okay, since
no,
for
this
in
internal material, why you are saying it, because we have used the cost element, right? So Pratik was saying that he was searching for the different cost element. Okay, but we have used the cost element for the materials only, that's why the cost is appearing here. Okay, if we have used the correct cost element there, which will represent the services from the outside vendor, then in that case you will see the another line with the actual cost there.
Okay, and the line item description would be services.
Yes, whatever the description you want to give in the configuration part, that will come here. So you can say that in this case, you can mention in the configuration that external services. So it will, the cost will come under the external services.
Right. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
I'm getting trouble with my internet. Please bear with me. Yeah, so I think it was related to costing. So basically, when we did a good receipt here, it created a accounting document and controlling document. And settlement is transfer or cost from order to cost center.
Yes, sir.
Right. So it will, I mean, We are transferring the cost from order to the cost center in that case. So here, when we created this goods receipt, so that created a material document, and we have not done any payment till now to the vendor. It's just a confirmation that we have received the service, and we have a liability now to pay the vendor. Yeah, Namit.
Yep.
What next?
Yeah, so this is
just
the
want to add one
yeah.
more before going further. Okay. So
Calculator
basically,
కూడా
this
మంచిగా
maintenance
ఏం పడితే
order is
మీతో మొత్తం
just a
కదా.
cost collector. Here we are not settling down anything. Okay. Whatever would be there, that would be getting settled down on the settlement receiver. Now the settlement receiver could be a cost center or WBS. I think 2 days later we'll see that how the costing would be there. Okay, by the configuration perspective. But just for the currently just to going through this process, I just understood that all the work orders are being the cost receivers. Okay, so you can see here the plan cost, actual cost, and the estimated cost. So when you're planning anything like material or labor, that comes first into the plan cost. And when you are just like currently they received the material, right? Or they received the services. So that's why it's come directly there in actual cost. Okay. So when we do the cost settlement, that time this cost would go and settle down onto the cost center or the whatever the settlement receiver would be there. Yes, Amit, please go ahead.
Yep.
So this
now,
one question.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
this,
Murugan.
yeah, this purchase requisition and costing, these are all coming as part of planning only, right? In that maintenance hierarchy.
Right. So when you are doing the planning, right? So initially what we did, we just add the operation. Okay. Might be that operation would be the internal or external. So whatever operations for the internal, we are putting the labor, and that labor cost is coming from the activity type. So that would convert there as a plan cost. Similarly, for the purchase requisitions also. So when we are doing the external services like this, so there we have the scope. We can add the price for that particular service, or through a service master where we already maintain the price or the cost for that particular services. So that would be reflected in the planning. So until and when you are not doing the good receipt or service receipt of it, it would not get transferred into the actual cost.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so after that, our task is that we'll go and technically complete the order. Okay, so you can see at the top, black flag is there. Okay, complete technically. So once you'll do this, then you'll not be able to do any changes in this maintenance order. Okay, everything will be grayed out. Okay, so that means technically we have completed the task. Only the settlement part is left. So that will be taken care by this controlling team. Okay, see here. Now you can see the status here, TECO, and now everything is grayed out. You'll not be able to do any changes here. Okay, now after that, the settlement part will happen. Okay, so once the controlling team or finance team will do the settlement, then this complete business, you can see it here. Okay, so that we need to do it. So you can see here, Pratik is showing that how the settlement will happen. Okay, so this transaction is KO88. Okay, so here we have entered the order settlement period. And once we execute this, I can execute it, Pratik. So it will settle the cost. See, if you'll go inside, so here you'll be able to see this 100 value, which was appearing in the actual cost for it was under the material text, right? So here you can see this controlling document also got generated. Okay, so this is, you can say that PM and CO integration or PM and FI integration settlement part. Okay, now we will go and directly close the order. So if we'll go to the order. So at the top, you can see this complete business. So this is, if you're talking from end-to-end scenario, so this is the last step for any maintenance order which we have created, right? So after this, nothing can be done. So this will set the status CLSD, that means closed. on a maintenance order. That means whatever we have planned, whatever we had did for this maintenance order, maintenance task, everything is completed. Now, no posting, nothing can be allowed by the system here. See if Pratik, can you go inside now? See the status is CLST. Okay, so Pratik, can we quickly create one notification and order for PM03? Till that time, I'll take a questions if they have any questions here. So any question on this process for PM02 control key external services? So we have yeah, Kiran.
No questions from PM02, maybe PM03 also, as you already started creating, we will see that one. So might be I have a query. I have seen the agenda also in the first day, so that might be coming in the next days, I believe, on work permit creation, which is linked to the work order, right? So that will be in the next stages.
Okay.
No, that will be coming in the next stages, right? Next days after the training.
Abdul, any idea? I don't remember the plan.
So the permit, I'm going to say it's WCM. So WCM part would be not covering over there.
Yes.
So it's a part of the training doc.
Okay.
Because it's a standalone, separate topic. I'm going to say we are just trying to concentrate on the basic plant maintenance process. Until people won't understand that, we cannot go those WCM and all those stuff.
Right. Okay. So maybe one more question which is not related to the process which we saw. So we can even create work order without a notification, right?
Yeah, we can create like that. Or there is a scope in the background also notification can be created, generated automatically. Yes, Namit, please go with the PM03. Already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Murugan.
yeah, the master data creation, like that work center, those stuffs also will be covered, right? Like how to create.
So master data, which was seen on the first day, right? The demo part.
Yeah, list like.
Yeah,
so
list of
in
the
detail, we have to explore, right?
Okay, so if the time permits, we'll go into that also.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so see, Pratik, just wait for some time. Okay. So see here, we are in the maintenance order screen. Okay, the same way we are under the operation tab. So earlier we have used this PM03, so now we are using this PM03. Okay, so Pratik, can you go to the external button? External screen of operation. Yeah. So here in the same way we have entered the purchasing data. So here also we have entered the purchasing data. The only difference is that you will get the extra block here below that you see the services. Okay, so I've told you, right? So we are procuring the whole maintenance from the outside vendor or outside company, right? So here we are mentioning what are the services that we want to procure from the outside company. Okay, so that is why here Pratik has mentioned that, okay, fine, we will go for scaffolding. Okay, so the price will be 100 PLN. PLN is okay. It's currency. Let's assume the 100 US dollar or 100 GBP or 100 PLN currency is there. Okay, so this block will not appear for you in PM02, but this will appear in PM03, where we are specifically specifying that what are the services we wanted from the external company. Okay, that is what I want to show. This we have seen yesterday also. Okay, so yeah, Pratik, go back.
And
now,
one more point here
yeah.
is that you can see here the service number tab. Can you just go to the external tab? External tab. Okay, the service number. So we just seen that right earlier, the master data, service master. So that service master also you can put the number here and automatically the short text and all those stuff should come. You have to just select the quantity in that case. Okay, or else if it is not there, then you can just put the text there in short text of your services. Yes, Namit.
Yep, thanks, Abdul. So yeah, Pratik, you can save this one. So we know, right? So we are procuring services from outside. Okay, so our understanding is that the purchase requisition should get generated here. So we'll go to the change mode of the order. Go inside operations. This will go inside this one. So here you can see this purchase requisition got generated. Okay, now we'll quickly convert this purchase requisition to the purchase order. Okay, so I've told you, right, for both the control key PM02 and 03 till purchase order, the steps are same, exactly same. Okay, now Pratik will create the purchase order. Okay.
The PO is created, Namit.
Okay, so now the purchase order is created. Okay, so in PM03, what we did, we have done the goods receipt. Okay, but here what we'll do, we'll create a service entry sheet first. Okay, so in service entry sheet is a kind of document, you can say, right? What are the services we are taking from the external vendor? Okay, so we'll mention that services and we'll release the service entry sheet. So in that way, we are confirming that these are the services we have taken from the external company and they have already provided these services there. So in that case, we'll select that service and we'll release our service entry sheet. Okay, so to create a service entry sheet, the transaction is ML81N. 81N, right? Abdut or Pratik, or ML81? ML81N. Okay, fine.
81N.
Yep. So here you can see we'll enter the purchase order number. So we are creating the service entry sheet with reference to the purchase order, because in purchase order we have the services, right? A scaffolding we have maintained it in the maintenance order. So that we will go and select that scaffolding here. See. So here you will click on service selection. So it is saying that from where we should have to adopt the service selection. So from purchase order, and here you can see the scaffolding is coming. We'll select this one, services. So this service will now appear here in our service entry sheet. Okay. So now see the green flag here, release. So once we release it, right? So that means that we have received the service, a scaffolding service from the external vendor. Okay. And after releasing this service entry sheet only, actual cost will appear in the maintenance order. If we have only created it, we have not accepted it or released it, then in that case, the actual cost will not appear there. Okay. So this is the order. We'll go to the cost tab. Now here you can see the actual cost appeared here. Okay, one go to the document flow also. So I think service entry sheet will not appear in the document flow. It will only show till purchase order. Okay, so always remember PM02, we have created PR, PO and GR. goods receipt. Okay, in PM03, PR, PO, service entry sheet, and then we have released the service entry sheet. No, see here in the document flow, we can see the service entry sheet also, and here you can see the status is accepted. Okay, so once we accept that service entry sheet or release it, then only the cost will come here. Okay, now after that, the steps are same again. We'll go and we'll do the take the order. Then the settlement will happen KO88. Once the order is settled, then we'll go and do the business completion, that is CLST. Okay, now let us know if you have any doubt here in PM02 or 03.
Yeah, no, within PM03, in the previous, just the screen we saw in the purchase order, there were parent and child hierarchy, right? There we didn't do MIGO, and instead of that, we received a good received document was created, right? Even with the SES creation and completion, that document is created for PM03.
Yes, yes.
So sorry. Okay.
For both the processes, okay, this even though this is a service, the material document is always being created there in the background.
Yeah, but for PM03 we did a MIGO, but for PM02 we did a MIGO. PM03 we didn't do a MIGO, we did a SES creation.
So
With
that is
that,
what I'm saying. So
MIGO happened automatically.
yeah, so service, I'm going to say it is a MIGO only, okay, but only the services, okay. So we cannot accept a service as like a material, okay. So when we are doing the MIGO, okay, so we are doing the good receipt, okay. So either one of the case, good receipt, when you are doing the good receipt again the purchase order, okay, that time the particular material come into your stock, okay. When you are doing the good receipt or good issue, or the good receipt against the maintenance order, that time that particular material or service as a material, it's come to your work order. It never goes to the stock. Okay, so that time also the material document is getting created. Now into the external services. Okay, so when you are saying it's a services, so on the other hand, we are doing the good receipt of it. Okay, so in the background, if you just see that IW32, can you just go to the IW32 document flow? Below of it, you can see the material document also getting created for that services.
Yes, goods receipt.
This is the one I'm saying, like purchase order, SES has been created. We did that SES creation and completion, and down you can see GR goods receipt. So we didn't do a. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that is what I'm saying. So it is a kind of service only. Okay. It is
so
a kind of service as a material.
Okay.
So good receipt document always being created there.
Right.
So once we accepted it, so the GR got created here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any doubt or should we move to the next process?
Yes. So I think the Pratik, are you being comfortable to show the external, the refurbishment process there?
Yes.
Okay.
मैं बेटा थोड़ा परेशान कर रहा था.
No, no problem, Pratik. Then I'll go with that refurbishment process. Yeah.
Okay.
So first, like you will be sharing slides or directly?
First give some brief about the
Yeah.
slides, what the refurbishment process, how the valuation category, what are the valuation types, what exactly the purpose of the refurbishment process. First come with that.
I've shared my screen. Okay, can
First,
you see my screen?
I want to ask a question, like what is refurbishment? I mean, general English.
Repair.
Repair of what?
Repair of old equipments which are not working.
Okay, and like say for example, we do buy refurbished laptop and cars and all, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like exactly?
Renovate.
Renovate. Okay. What is the impact? Like what happens after renovating?
It will work in an effective way, or means there will be a few equipments in plant which are left over as it is, or some parts of that equipment is being used, or some damage which are kept in a scrap area, and we take those equipments, we purchase new material for that particular equipment, or we take get the material from the stock, and then make it in make that particular equipment, overhaul it and bring it to a workable condition, so that any equipment which is failed, which will be failed in the plant, can be replaced with that refurbished.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
It is
So
the exact definition, I think.
yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
Naveen.
so yeah, the same thing happened in our plant also. Okay, so basically, if we talk about from the real time scenario, right? So whatever the costly spare parts or materials are there, okay, in that case, we basically do the refurbishment process there. Okay, so in order to buy a new material or a new equipment, okay, so in that case, it will be very costly for a company, right? So what they will do, they will take the defective one, they will repair it, they will put it as a refurbished condition there, and then whenever any issue will come with the another equipment, another material for the same category, what they will do, they will not buy the new one. Instead of that, they will go and use the refurbished ones. Okay, in that way they are saving a lot of cost there. So it's not like that for all the materials they are doing the refurbishment. Okay, so if you see from the business perspective, so only the costly materials they are basically going for the refurbishment scenario. Okay, and then it's not like that they have the one defective material came to their stock, or I can say plant or warehouse, and they will directly start the refurbishment process. No. So once they have these five items or 10 items for the same material there, okay, so then accordingly they will go and create a refurbishment order and start the refurbishment. It's not like that one item came, we'll do the refurbishment. It's not like that. Okay, when we have the threshold amount is there, right? So when we have the 5 items or 10 items, then we'll go and create a refurbishment order and we'll start the refurbishing there. Okay, so slide is not working. One second. Okay, so there is one important concept here. Okay, so that is the split valuation. Okay, so the in this refurbishment process we have this integration with the MMT. Okay, so whenever a business will agree that they are doing this refurbishment process, so in that case what we'll have to do, we'll have to activate the split valuation. Okay, now what is this split valuation? You'll just have to gather the information. Okay, this is not our area. Okay, so whenever a particular material, okay, is managed as a several partial stocks, okay, and each partial stock, okay, is evaluated differently, so that will be achieved through this split valuation. Okay, I'll repeat again. Whenever the material is managed as a several partial stock, okay, and each partial stock is evaluated differently, then the split valuation will come into the picture. Okay, so here you can see this. Some of the examples are given here. Okay, in a split valuation, we have two things: valuation categories and valuation types. Okay, so what is valuation category? Okay, so valuation category basically specify the criteria. Okay, then based on which we are differentiating the partial stocks of the material. Okay, so based on this only we are defining the criteria, that on based on which criteria we'll go and differentiate the partial stocks of the material. Okay, and what is valuation type? So valuation type is nothing but it's kind of you can say the individual characteristic of the partial stock. Okay, so if whenever we are talking split valuation from the PM perspectives, right? So we basically the MM team will use only valuation category C. C means condition, right? So what we are saying here, we are evaluating the stocks or partial stocks of material based on its condition. Okay, so condition means what? So here you can see we have under this valuation category C, we can define valuation types. Okay, so what we are saying it here that we will go and define three valuation types here. Okay, so valuation type C1 will represent the new material. Okay, so whenever the new material will come into the plant, so they will always be posted against this C1 valuation type. Okay, when the C1 category or the new material, if it is not working properly, what it will happen, it will move to the defective stock. Okay, and then once it will reach the defective stock, what we'll do, we'll to the refurbishments, and then after that the stock will get changed to the refurbished. Okay, that's why we have defined the three criteria here. Sometimes what will happen if you go to real time scenarios, they will say that no, we don't need these two criteria. So in our plant we used to take only two criteria, either we'll see in when the pratik will show good condition or bad condition. That's it. Good condition, that means the equipment or material is working perfectly fine. Bad condition, that means it is not working. So once we will when the material equipment come to the bad condition, we'll repair it and we'll again move it to the good condition. So it's a business call. Okay, so this part, split valuation, valuation category, valuation type, this is all activity, but we should be aware of this thing. Okay, so any doubt here?
Is it clear to everyone? Yes,
Yes,
no.
yes, yes.
Yes. So
This is a new concept. So
What
you
about
can.
others? Just seeing just 3% are always talking. What about others?
It's clear.
Yes, Avadit, it is clear.
Clear, right? Okay. So basically,
Yes.
it is a very basic part of this refurbishment process. If you don't understand this, then you won't understand the process, refurbishment process. That's why I'm just again calling. Okay. So the one material, if you just purchase a pump, it could be as a new part. If that pump get faulty, then it could be a defective conditions, and if you repair that pump, then it comes under the refurbishment. Okay, and on that basis of conditions, the price of the pump would get changed. Okay, so that we are covering under that process. Yeah, Anand, please go ahead.
Okay, I think, okay, fine. See here that we have defined this material with valuation category C, and we have three types here. So you can see the valuation is at different level. Okay, so if it is a new $3,000, if it's defective, obviously its value will go down, and when it is refurbished, so it will be slightly lower than the new one. Okay. Now I think we should directly go to the SAP screen. Pratik, can you share your screen?
Yes.
So for this refurbishment order, okay, so the standard order type is PM04. Okay, and we are using this transaction IW81, through which we will go and create the this thing, refurbishment order. Currently, Pratik is showing the details of valuation category and valuation type here. Okay. So yeah, Pratik.
Let's assume since Namit already told you, in our system currently we have only two type of valuation category, which is MRO good and MRO bad. So we can have multiple level as client wants, but here we have described it as MRO good and bad. So something which is good is kept in good, and something which is bad is kept in the bad. So now you see, I am into valuation type MRO good, and you can check here the price. Price is 4,637 per unit, and I think we have 5 units, so the inventory value is showing here. Similarly, if I show you the bad one, so for the bad, we keep the price as 0.01. Okay, and now we will, for the same material, you can see we have kept two prices. So this is only possible if you have split valuation done. Now, if I show you the current situation of this material, so we have same material in E100 storage location as 5 quantity, and in E199 MRO bad of 1 quantity. So which means that there is a one bad quantity in store which needs repair. So till now it's clear, right? We have a bad quantity, we have to convert that into a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pratik,
Okay.
can we show the MM60? So we can see the price difference here.
You can see here the good one, the bad one. I mean the bad one, the good one.
And
Price.
at the top, you can see the material cost is getting average out here.
Yes. Moving average.
Moving average price.
So actually
So,
we have 5 quantity of good and 1 quantity which is bad. So total we have 6 quantity, and the valuation is 4637.81. So if you divide it by 6, you will get average price of each material as 3,864. So this is clear till now, right?
Yeah,
Now we'll go ahead and create a refurbishment order.
Yep. Go to IW81. Yeah, this is the transaction. Okay. And
so we have to specify the order type, material number, and priority. And Amit, go ahead.
yep. So go inside. Okay. So I've told you, right? The standard one is PM04 for the refurbishment one. Okay. Okay. Now here the test description, then maintenance work order, and all these things are common. So I'll tell you what is important here. Okay, you see at the below refurbishment block is there, right? So you can see it from which plant, from which storage location to which plant, which storage location, and the same will apply for the valuation type also, that from which valuation type to which valuation type you want to do it. Okay, so in our case we have only two valuation type, right? MRO bad and MRO good. So what we'll do, we'll mention that currently it is in MRO bad. So we'll in from we'll mention a MRO bad, and then in what category we want to convert it. So we want it to move it to MRO good. Okay, so this is what the refurbishment information is there. Okay, from which plant, from which storage location to which plant and which storage location, and the same way from which valuation type to which valuation type. So this all information we are entering it here.
Namit, here we can the from and to plant can be the same, right?
No, it can be different also.
Yeah, means it can be same, it can be different also.
Yes, yes. Because it can be possible, right? That a storage location for the defective one you are maintaining in different plants, right? But all the good one you will be maintaining in different plants. So that can be different also.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so some operations that will maintain it here, 2-3 hours, whatever it is. Okay, then we'll go to the component tab, then we'll see that material there, which for which the refurbishment is needed. Okay. See here, you remember when we maintain these details here, spare parts, when we are consuming that material from the plant storage location, right? So here also what we'll do, we'll take out that defective material. Okay, we will repair it and we'll again keep it in the material, that's sorry, in the plant or storage location. That's why we have mentioned there from and to details. Okay, that's why it is automatically updated here that this item will get consumed. That will do this through Migo, and again after this repair, then we'll see that how this item will be kept again in the plant and storage location. That is the two ones. Okay, so that's why this line will get updated when you'll do this refurbishment order. Okay, and here you can see this currently the status that you can see it is MRO bad, right? Okay, Pratik, you can save it, and so we'll release it and then we'll save the order. So one change that you have seen that IW81 order type is PM04. You need to maintain the refurbishment details there from to valuation type also, and then we have released the order. Okay, after that the process will be a little bit same only. Okay, so we'll do this Migo first. Goods issue, then order. Here you can see this movement type changed to 261. Okay, enter. Okay, so this item will appear here. We'll just check this item, okay, and check and post. And here you can see this valuation type Pratik is showing. Currently it is MRO bad. Okay, we'll see how this will get converted to MRO good. Okay, so in under again the account, under account assignment, you'll be able to see our order number there. Post it, Pratik. So now we have consumed this material, the repair will happen. Okay, so we can do this time confirmation also. Then we'll be able to see the difference in the cost. So for time confirmation, if you remember, the transaction is IW41. We'll enter the order details here, press enter. So whatever we have planned, so it will automatically appear here. So here Pratik is entering the personal number. So this is a kind of PM and HR integration. Okay. So this is done. Now the refurbishment or I can say repair is done. Okay. So now we need to do the goods receipt. So we need to put that refurbished material or MRO good valuation type material again in the plant and the storage location. Okay, so for that also again we'll go and do the MIGO. Okay, but here what will happen, we'll have to do this goods receipt IW8W. Abdul, you will
IW8W.
yeah, Pratik, IW8W we can do it. Okay, so there is one special transaction also to do this for this refurbishment order. So that transaction is IW8W. Okay, so here you can see this. We have mentioned the order number, and now at the below you can see the valuation type. Okay, so see here, system is taking the valuation type as MRO good. Now, based on this only, once we'll do the good receipt, what will happen? One quantity will get reduced from the MRO bad and one quantity will get increased of the valuation type of MRO good. So we have one quantity in MRO bad, if you remember, right? So now it will become 0 there.
Namit, it only changed because of the time confirmation. That is the
Yes,
only
correct. Correct. Okay, see, currently it is 5 quantity MRO good, MRO bad, so we have already consumed it. Now, once we post it, this quantity will get increased.
So, Kiran, what was the question?
That how this valuation type is getting updated. So through this goods receipt only. That at what step this MRO bad got changed to MRO good.
So basically, we issue that material on work order to repair it. Okay, and once we completed the repairs, okay, the labor or whatever we consume, that would be the cost we consume for that material to be repaired. Okay, and when we will be taking back by IW8W, it's again back to our storage location. Okay, I hope you got it. That's why it's MRO bad material now get transferred to the MRO good after the receipt. Any question here so far? Are you guys understand this process?
Abdul, so are we going to create notification for refurbishment order also?
No. We are not going to create notification for. See, notification generally it is an intimations of any activity. Okay. And here what we are doing, this process is basically to transfer or the repair the material which is get faulty material which can be repairable. Okay, so that material we transfer from faulty to in a condition that we can use it again. So that way this process is there. So here whatever the stock material, once that stock gets increased, so people are taking decisions. Now we want to convert into better to purchase a new parts. So better we put some extra cost in the already faulty materials. We can repair it and we can use it there. So that's the purpose of this process.
Okay.
So notification is not always required to create order. We can create orders directly. Right?
Yeah.
So the tab for that is the blanket orders.
Blanket PO.
Blanket PO you're talking about.
No,
that is no. Here we don't have the blanket and all kinds of blanket PO, but that's a purely metal management MMPO parts.
Like I remember some in creation of work orders without notification. There was some term used long back. Okay, fine.
That is actually when you have any contract, right? With validity, start date, and end time. So if you have any external service, you can enter that blanket PO number here. So I'll show you.
No, no, we're just diverting from the topic then.
Pratik, they will get confused.
Okay.
We'll not go there.
Hmm. Kiran has some idea. That's why he's asking these questions.
Yeah, what about else?
Hmm.
Are guys, you understand, right? What is there in the process or not?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
So one question here. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Murugan.
Yeah, this refurbishment is a standalone process, right? Like unlike the preventive maintenance or corrective maintenance, it's so. Uh, so here, see, for example, if refurbishment is going to happen for one particular, for instance, for a pump or something, so the material what we are calling here is that pump material number only, right? But our the part which is failed or which needs to be overhauled, so that part only we are going, if we are going to replace it, or if we are going to do some overhauling for that, so we have to cover that part of that that material number here,
Yeah.
or the entire pump.
Yeah, so it's a nice question actually. Can you just go to the work order, please, Pratik? So guys, if you've seen here the difference, just scroll it down, Pratik.
1 second, I opened the wrong one.
Wrong order, yeah. No, on the header data only. Header data only. So you can see here, we don't see here the equipment or the function location. So this order is specifically for the material number.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but just to answer, I think, let's say if this material is a pump and
Yeah,
you
it
need
can be a
other
pump.
spares, if you need other spares to repair it, you can still add it here. So this, you see the MRO bad is grayed out, which means that this cannot be changed. This will be there. But if you need any additional spare along with this one to repair this one, you can add
Part.
it here.
Yeah. To repair this part, if you want any more material, you can add over here.
Okay.
Anyone else is having any question? We have 5 minutes left.
I think we should show settlement quickly.
Yeah, you can show the settlement quickly.
Yeah, so before that one, we can show the price also so that they can relate it how it
MM60,
is.
show the MM60 first and then go to settlement.
Now we don't have any MRO bad in stock, and that has been converted into MRO good. But we have not done settlement yet. So you can see the price remains same. The price of bad one is 0.01, which is fixed, and the good one is same. There is no change. Right? And you can see at the material level, since now everything is good, so it's showing the average price of each is this. All right. So this has been updated. But now, what is the purpose of refurbishment? As Namit said earlier, right? So we are repairing it rather than buying it. It's a costly material, and we don't want to buy a new one because that will cost me more. So I'll try to repair it so that it becomes profitable for me, right? That is the whole thing for refurbishment. That I want to repair the bad one into good one rather than buying a new one. So it will be economical for me. That's the whole purpose. So if I show you the order now,
One quick question, in this refurbishment, is there any external service also possible? Like,
yes, yeah, it is possible.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you see here, the total cost of repair is 198, which is coming from my internal labor services, whatever I took. But by spending this 200, I am getting a product of 4,600. So I'm actually making a profit of 4,400, right? Clear?
Yeah, right.
So the bad one was costing me 0.01. Now I spend 200 rupees of labor and I am getting a product which is worth 4,600.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So, okay. So Namit, should we show settlement rule first?
Yep, we can show it to them. So for refurbishment, you can see here. This is basically the CO part, but we should be aware. So mostly for the refurbishment part, we are using as a settlement receiver as a material number only. So you can see here the category is MAT. MAT means material. And the settlement receiver, I think this is the same material number, right, Pratik?
Yes. Yes.
So the material number which we have used in the refurbishment order, the same material we are using it here. That's why when we'll do the settlement, you can see the difference in the MM60. We have seen the valuation for the material MRO good, right? So you can see the difference, what will happen once we'll do the settlement there. Okay, so this is one important thing for refurbishment. We are doing the settlement on the material itself only.
Yeah.
Okay. And that this is also a business call. Okay, so sometimes what will happen, they will say that no, we are doing the refurbishment, but we are not settling. We do not want that there should be any change in the material valuation. Okay, in that case, we'll have to go and do the settlement on the work center. But if they want that the change should be shown on the at the material valuation level, then we'll have to go and do the settlement on the material itself. Yeah, Pratik.
Yeah.
So we'll
So
go to
basically,
KO8.
for this
Yes, sir.
refurbishment order, always the material would be the settlement receiver. Just keeping this in mind. Forget, I mean, there are many exceptions, but don't go for that exceptions.
Yeah, 99% it will be material.
Yes. So this is the settlement KO88 order number here. So we'll just directly execute it. You can see the here cost.
So we have taken the cost and the cost has been transferred from our order. And this will also have an impact on our material because the material, we are getting one material at a lesser price, right? So the complete price of the material will decrease. Now we have actually settled the work order. And now if we go to MM60, it's not open.
Third one, I think.
Yeah.
Here you can see now. So if you remember earlier, it was 4,000 something, right? But now when we have done the settlement, now it is showing 3,800 something. So overall value got reduced here because we have one refurbishment material also there. So this is also one important thing. Once you'll do the settlement on the material, so this you can see the changes in the valuation of the material. That's why the split valuation I've told you, right? The partial stocks of material, if it is valuated at different prices, then we'll have to go for a split valuation. So this all concepts relates to the first thing when we have activated the split valuation there.
And the moving average price. So you can see the V indicates the moving average price. Okay, for this material, and this average out the price always. Okay, when we are saying it's a moving average price for the material. Okay, so if you now purchase a new material with some new cost, again it would be getting calculated, and you can see the changes there in the original material here. Okay. Okay, I think then it's clear, right, everyone?
Yes.
So then
Can
nothing
anybody
else.
tell why the price decreased?
So value has decreased for that particular material because of this refurbishment.
So that is the question, Morgan.
Why?
Why the value has reduced?
Okay, so it is reduced because may not be I will be able to tell directly for this. So if there is a bicycle which is not in working condition, you will repair it and sell it as a second hand. So second hand vehicles always go for lesser prices. So that is the same case here also. Maybe this
So it is
particular
not like that, Kiran. So basically, what we did here in the refurbishment, we use the labor, right, to repair it.
right.
We spend some cost on it to
Right.
make it usable. Okay. So where would that cost would go? That cost goes to the material. We have seen the settlement receiver, right? That cost goes to the settlement receiver. Okay.
Right.
So there is one. There was one price X, and we spend some price on it. So the overall price got increased, but overall cost also we spend on it. So that also get reduced there. So that why the cost comes down.
Okay, so there is one more point, like in the cost, moving average cost which you showed. So there was 5 materials in good, 1 in bad. You have taken that bad one for the refurbishment order. After that, Pratik has shown that particular moving average cost. Initially it was 3,000 something. Later it got changed to 4,000.
So it was earlier 4,000, and then it changed to 3,000 something. It reduced because we spent a cost, right, on it.
Yeah,
Let me explain here.
I mean, so this particular concept I got it. So I thought once it is taken out from the bad to refurbishment, then the cost has increased. That's what I thought. Fine, okay. So this concept is clear on the good and bad.
So why this happened 3,000? Again, one more point is that because the bad cost was a 0.001 earlier. Okay, that's why the cost showing something 4,000 plus. Okay, now that bad one when get transferred into the good one, the overall good cost it was earlier for a 5 material. Now it's come for a 6 material because 0.01 is a very negligible cost. So that's why overall cost get reduced to 3,869.
And plus the labor cost.
Plus the labor cost, yeah.
So if I explain you quickly here, let's say this was a scenario. We have one piece which is costing 4,500. We have total 5 pieces. Total value is 22,500, right? Now we also had one bad piece which we will repair. So for repairing, we took 200 rupees. Now, after repair, we are sending it as a good. Okay, so my total value becomes 2,700, right? But I have 6 pieces now. Now, what will be the price of each unit, which is it's equal to this divided by 6. So this is why the total price of all the pieces has decreased. You got my point?
Right, yeah.
Yep. So the total value was 22,500. We spent 200 labor to convert this into a good one. So our total value, and we settled it on the material, right? Remember? So the total value of the inventory becomes 22,700. But before we had 5 pieces, now we have 6 good pieces. So for each piece, the cost is now 3,783.
But for the 6th piece, the refurbishment value with the different value type should get added, right? That means
we added that, na? I mean, this is moving average price. So
but that price for the bad one is a 0.01. Okay, that is a fixed price. Generally, that bad price always keeping a fixed price as something 00 or 0.01, which is very much negligible.
Right, but I'm asking for the refurbishment one. Refurbishment value will be lesser than the good one, but that value didn't get added to this 22,500.
Yeah, that also get added. That also get added. But that was very negligible, right? You won't see that difference over there. Okay, if there is a third material, like I'm going to say here, they are using the 2 valuation types, right? Bad and good. On some of the cases like C1, C2, C3, they are using the faulty one, repaired one, and the new one. So in that case, what's happening? Whatever repaired one, something having the cost for the repaired one, and the new one is having the greater than cost the repaired one. Okay, so in that case, you can find the difference easily. Here also, what happened? That one bad price was a 0.01, which also getting added over there when it gets shifted to the bad to good. So that also get considered. Now Pratik has not shown here that 0.01, but that was a 0.01 cost or a negligible cost. Because why this is negligible, again I'm telling you, as per, because they are doing the regular audits in the organizations, right? So whatever the faulty material, we kept it aside. It is having some their own valuation. So here what we are considering, it's up to organization level decision that they are considering for such kinds of material, we'll keep a very basic or very negligible price for it. I hope it's understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the financial perspective, the material value gets decreased. So why it is updated in material cost also? Because if again if they want to buy the same material, so
Yeah,
they
that's the intention, Murugan. Okay, that's the intention. That is why this process is there. It's the organization level decision to adopt this process because they want to repair some of the material. Okay, instead of buying the new material.
Okay.
Always. It is not like they never buy this material again. They can buy. That's why I just earlier said, right, when they buy this material again, that moving average price of the main material can be increased.
Okay, got it.
Else, I think understood the process, right? No question so far. Not heard anything from others. Sudipta.
Yes, I am good.
Okay. Murugan, Chaitanya, Sumant. No questions, right, guys? Komal, Vaibhavi.
It is clear.
No.
Clear as well.
Okay, good. Okay, then. Thank you, guys. I think we are. Yes.
मेरा एक ही क्वेश्चन है लास्ट सॉरी वो जो email 81 से किया ना सर्विस एंट्री सीट हाँ तो email 85 वो क्या मास सर्विस एंट्री सीट करते हैं क्या करते हैं email 85 में
Yeah, there is option for mass service entry sheet. Okay. Or there are some. I'll tell you because I don't want to confuse here the crowd. Okay, there are many transactions.
Okay.
You can do collective actions.
Okay.
এটা সেপারেট বুঝিয়ে দেবো তোমাকে সুদীপ্ত
So thank you, guys. Again, we'll meet on Monday. Okay, I would request all of you just go through this. On Google also will get more material on the KX also will get more material for this process. Okay, go through it. We'll be meet on the Monday then. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Namit.
Happy weekend all.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend.
Thank you. Happy weekend.
Thank you.